Good afternoon, and welcome to the meeting of the January 12th, 2023 meeting of the Rotary Club of Orlando. I would like to start our meeting by calling up Roger Phillips to do our invocation. Roger?
Let us pray. Dear God, Lord of all creation, lover of life and of everything in it, please help us to love in our own very small way what you love infinitely and everywhere. We thank you that we can offer just this one prayer, and that will be more than enough, because in reality, everything and everyone is connected, and nothing stands alone. To pray for one part is really to pray for the whole, and so we do. Help us each day as Rotarians to stand for love, for healing, for the good, for the diverse unity of all creation, because we know this is what you desire. For as Jesus prayed that we all may be one, we offer this, our prayer together with all the holy names of God. Amen.
Thank you, Roger. Now for patriotic music, past president and songbird, Heidi Eisenhardt.
Okay, it's first time in the new year. Give me some grace. Happy New Year, everybody. Okay, let's sing America the Beautiful. Tradition, right? Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for rainbow waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Heidi. Great job as usual. Now to introduce our visiting Rotarians and guests, past president Mary Ann Dean.
Thank you, President David. I'd like to welcome all of our visiting Rotarians and guests today, and as I call your name, if you please stand, remain standing for our special reading, welcoming you to the Rotary Club of Orlando. We have two visiting Rotarians with us. David Rose from Orlando Breakfast. David, would you please rise and stay? Welcome back. We have Dick Phoebus from the Villages. Glad to have you with us, Dick. And visiting with us, let's see, Jim Alpha. Jim, where are you? Welcome. Glad to have you there. Guest of Denny. Erin Whitehead. Erin, there you are. Again, good to have you back. Guest of Rich. And Hugh Jones. There you are, you. Welcome. So glad to have you here. And we have a special guest today, Jayana Beecher, who happens to be our Rotary Scholarship winner. Congratulations on that. We're so glad to have you here today. Welcome all of you. And how do we welcome our guests? Don't be lonesome. Let's get your hands.
Thank you, Marianne. Now, we have a special presentation today, another red badge to blue badge transition. So I'd like to have Rhoda Carter please come up here. Rhoda from way in the back of the room. Okay. Dan, you gotta let Rhoda come on up here. Okay. Okay, now, Rhoda has jumped right in and she's done more for this club as a red badge than most of our years and years, people have blue badges for years and years. Rhoda has stepped right up and she's run organized the golf tournament, which has already raised over $10,000. And so I asked Rhoda if she would, just to give us a brief update on that once she gets her blue badge. So first of all, I'd like to present your blue badge to you right here.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rhoda Carter, and I'm gonna have to start telling people my name is Rhoda Ward Carter more, because I've been divorced for 10 years and I'm selling Carter Health, and so I'm gonna be dropping that name soon, because that was my married name, and my maiden name is Ward. So now I'm starting a new company called Pet Neighbor. So I'm Rhoda Ward again. And so I have to start saying Rhoda Ward Carter as a transition.
We'll get your new badge.
Okay. So in the meantime, just want to give you an update about the golf tournament. I wasn't going to talk about it today because of Thanksgiving and Christmas. We kind of lost momentum and we haven't had a chance to regather the committee and put everything together again. So we're going to do that over Zoom call, and then next Thursday, we're going to get up here and give you more details about what we're going to be doing. And although we're focused on the poker tournament, we want to get everybody's gears going about the golf tournament, because that's May 8th coming up. And it's going to be at the Disney Palm, which is beautiful. We have golfers in the room today. How many? Can I see some hands of the golfers? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hi. We've got 6 or so golfers here, so we need to know that all of you are committed to be in that tournament. Can I say that you will all be participating in that tournament? All 6? Can I get some more enthusiasm, please? Yay! Okay, so we have the platinum sponsorship taken care of already. The Lou Garden Foundation. So that's a really big accomplishment, because we haven't really gotten out really to beat pavement yet for the rest of the sponsorship levels. And we have the gold, which is $7,500. We have the silver, $5,000. Patron is $2,500, and we need 10 patrons. And then whole sponsors, we have 18 whole sponsor opportunities. Card sponsors, 36 opportunities at $100, and the golfers fee is $150. And I think that's a reasonable amount for a Disney golf course for a tournament, being that some of that money has to go towards the cause, which is second harvest, and other Rotarian organizations that we traditionally sponsor. So that's a little high-level overview of the golf tournament. If you have any questions, please ask. But next week, we're going to ask people to get involved on the committee. We have various components that we need to be chaired. And so start thinking about how you might want to participate in the golf tournament committee. And we'll talk to you about that more next Thursday. Okay?
All right. All right. Thank you, Rhoda. Appreciate it. All right, terrific. So moving from golf tournament to poker tournament, I'd like to ask Chris Whitney and Bob Fitz to both come up here, please. And Chris, start out with you as to give an update on the. You got it? Okay.
So who in here likes food? Drinks, playing games, blackjack, poker, fellowship, fun. That's what's happening on February 4th. We need everybody hands on deck. As we said before, we expect everybody in this club, every member, to either participate in the day, to help promote us in the present right now, in collecting gifts and things, or help us financially. So you have 3 choices when it comes to February 4th, and we think everybody here is good for that. Lots of good news. Momentum is happening, as Rhoda said on on, Rotary slows down over the holidays, but we are back in action. We've got sponsors showing up. Good things are really happening. We do have the sign-up sheet online now, and that got fixed in the last week, and I think today you all receive a specific email just about that. So if you haven't seen me yet to sign up, you want to get all your names on here. If you have friends to bring things, I think Bob's going to jump into that. So if you haven't seen me yet, look for the email and let's find out. Next Thursday, we're going to start training for what I call the money changers, the people who work each of the tables, collect the money, sell the chip ups, all that kind of stuff. There's a couple little twists to that. So either next Thursday or the Thursday after, we're going to ask you to hang around for a quick 10-minute meeting, and we'll give you a briefing. So when you get there, you'll know what to expect. We have times of day from noon all the way to midnight, which is somewhere around there is when this will end. The setups start around noon. People start showing up at 4 o'clock. They start dealing at 6:30, and it ends when it ends. So we need everybody to show up and be present to make this happen. Bob?
Thanks so much, Chris. Is it on now? Okay. Thanks, Chris. Hey, Roger, I'm going to teach you all about how you can maybe help us getting some things. Raj, you had like a friend of yours. You have a friend that likes poker?
Yeah, and
Find out about it.
my friend,
Find out.
I told him.
You told him? Son of a biscuit eater. I can't believe it was that tough. Okay, now he's probably going to be playing on my team, and here's the reason he's going to play on my team. I keep giving mine away. Here's how it works. We had an individual player that had come a couple of years from my team, happens to be a urologist and his son-in-law. Well, I finally got his brother, who's an allergist, to play, so Anderson Allergy is now going to have their own team, and I have to find more people. So, Raj, if you find any more people, send Denton my way. Now, how do you get prizes for this thing? Oh my God, Miss Agnes, here's what you do. You take this thing, which is a mini little poster, which I've left sitting on the desk, nobody grabbed, and you walk into a business. I went into the Oak Ridge gun range yesterday to see if they could put together a little package for a prize. Now, in reality, I know that maybe not this year, but next year, Oak Ridge gun range could have a team. All right? I also lost another one to my little brother, Ollie, because he's going to have his team, so my players are taking his, and I'm losing another one to somebody else, but it's okay. The people that play in this thing realize how fun it is. It is not about, so these guys that are playing, this is the only thing they play in. Why? Because maybe they owe me something. I don't know. I do know a lot about them. I grew up with them. I played with them when I was 10 years old, okay? But I do know some things. But how can you help? Heidi, tell me about what you, so I finally came to you because Heidi and I were reviewing the list of all the teams that are playing in the poker tournament, and it is the 4th annual poker tournament, and there ain't been a team that's been gotten that the person that got the team wasn't named Young, Boney, or Phipps. Got it? But this year, next year, we're going to see Eisenhardt on. I hate to be that blunt, but that's about it, guys. We know you're going to be there. We know you're going to do a great job. But Heidi, what did you say today?
Well, first of all, I don't have a poker face, so I'm not going to be playing. But you did ask me if I knew somebody, and I had to think hard, and I do. So I'm going to ask if they want to be involved.
Okay. And then hopefully have a team for the firm, because the cost to the firm, once the individuals, like on early sign up right now, is $85. And that's a real reasonable amount. This is the largest Rotary poker event by double in the whole area because of this team thing, right? The way it works is if that guy can bring 5 people, it's a lot easier than me trying to get 5 people individually, okay? And that's kind of the way it works. So the other thing I did was I actually texted someone. This poster that, they actually can do that. It's an amazing concept, this thing, right? I texted an image of this along with the statement, do you know whether a flush beats a straight? Now, for those that play poker, understand why that is humorous. For those that don't, like Heidi, she wouldn't have gotten the joke. The point is, one of my clients that I didn't know played poker got back to me and said, yeah, my 5 buddies and I play poker. So now we're going to try to get significant landscaping to pay the extra $125 over and above the $85 per the 5 individual poker buddies, and there's a team. Do you see how that in 2 to 3 years we could be in the Amway Center? But not if it is left with Young, Boney, and Phipps. I hate to, is that like heartstrings or trading people or whatever? This is fun though. You walk in and you can devise a thing. You can, oh, what we're doing with park, anybody ever use park, bark, and fly? Anybody ever use that near the airport? There you go. Pete Madison owns it. Morgan's a good, I know Morgan, his daughter and stuff went to school with my son. We're going to get them to have a team, and instead of paying additional cash, we're going to have them give us a bunch of certificates for park, bark, and fly. It's worth the cash. We get the people there. So make deals. We're 3 weeks out, just over 3 weeks out, guys. Make deals. If you need to trade out something, I'll give you the, send me an email and I will send you whatever you need to talk to people. This is just fun, guys. It is too much fun, and I appreciate everybody's support and everybody coming to me. And yes, Tommy. What? Oh, sorry. Flush Beach is straight. Every day, a Flush Beach is straight. But basically, if somebody asked that, you know you got the mark, right?
Yeah.
And now I will tell you, for that night, they'll end up kicking your butt and taking all the money, but not on a regular basis. And that's why it's funny. If anybody's ever played before, somebody will come in and say, I don't know much about poker, and you'll have to take a sheet of paper and you have to write out the 2 pair beats a pair, 3 of a kind beats 2 pair, and you're thinking, I got this person. Of course, you wouldn't imagine how much they can win. You'll see very few people, it is true, at this event with a cheat sheet, okay? And when we're at the Amway Arena, there's going to be a professional division and an amateur division, okay? But we're not going to get there without y'all's help, and I'm telling you, you have enough time. If you can just find somebody, like, for example, we got some older people in Rotary, right? Yeah, okay, right. Who here is over the age of 80? I hate to ask, but who's over the age of 80? That means that you've got kids of your friends that might play. How are we going to find out if their kids play? We ask them, okay? One person came to our event a couple years ago, had only played online. He played, he sat down, never played at a tournament. He finished 3rd. Well, guess what? That company team has been back every year. The first year they went individual, then there's Southern Bell, and this is a company that owns about 75 Taco Bells, and they have come back every year. They're known as our Taco Bell team. Corona Cigars comes every year with a team. Rockpit comes with a team. We give away Corona cigars. Fun is had by all. The other thing is too, if you're not a poker player, like I told Heidi, she said she wasn't, but her husband would love to play blackjack, and there will be blackjack running concurrently with the poker tournament. Wow, that's all I can say. And
Are you sure?
And steal these. I put them on the table so y'all could actually take one of these. For some reason, last week, hardly anybody took them. I apologize. Bennett, we know, took one. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys.
That's great, Bob.
Appreciate it.
Bob, I could listen to you talk the whole meeting.
What?
I could listen to you talk the whole meeting. For a minute, I thought I was going to. Okay. All right, Denny.
My wife wants to kill me now that I jumped back in his coat chair because I promised her I was out.
Okay.
And it's like Al Pacino.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Now, another very shy member of the club is Denny Carrere. So, Denny, would you please say a couple words about our raffle? Thank you.
As most of you know, Tammy was not here last week, so everything sort of fell apart on us. We did not have cards. So what we're doing is we're going to start out with the raffle for last week's prize. It's going to be $220. You'll get half of it if you win. $110. Pick a ticket, David. That person will come up and choose.
Okay, last week's was 039878.
Who's got that?
878.
Wait. Oh, I got it. Unbelievable.
You got it.
I got it.
Right.
The fix was in. For those of you unaware, our program today is going to be Ruth Bowling from Florida Hospital. If you haven't heard her speak, you're in for a real treat. She's probably the best of all the people that are, well, she's an honorary member of our club, but she's probably the best advocate for Rotary of anybody in our entire district. Am I right? Okay, let's see what we got here. 9 of clubs, so we tear that up. And the pot rolls over. We got a lot of sales today. I'll be back at the end of the meeting. We'll do today's.
All right, now Denny, would you mind doing our happy dollars for us?
I'd be happy to do so.
Bob even said the professional poker players really like to have us, people that don't know anything about poker playing. They have a special name called pigeon, I think you said. And that's, yeah, it means that they treat them very nice if you show up that way. It means somebody they should really treat very nicely. Okay. Oh, Jim, we got to have some juice on that mic.
Okay, I've got it now. What we're going to do is a little bit different today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Rotary itself and history, and we're going to do this the entire year, so this is going to be the best educated club when it comes to Rotary itself. Okay, on April 19th, 1868, what happened in Racine, Wisconsin, which has importance to Rotary? Who said Paul Harris first? Paul Harris was born, right, George? You win the cookie for today. George, here. That's yours. Okay. Holly, want to say anything?
Yeah, not that y'all want to hear any more about the poker tourney, but it really is a blast, even for the non-players. Come and eat delicious food. I had never played Texas Hold'em before, ever. And I came about 10 years ago to one of our first tournaments and did okay. So don't be afraid to come in as a newbie.
Did okay, he finished third.
He was top Rotarian that year.
He was.
We gave a special award for it. We got a trophy for top Rotarian.
George?
We're pleased to have Jayana with us today. She is a first semester completed scholar of our program at Valencia College, and we're very proud of her, and we wish her well as she continues on with her second semester in her first year.
Anybody at this table here? Nope. Moving on. I know Ken is going to be pretty happy.
Hey, Tommy was late today and he missed his responsibility. When I walked in today, there should have been music playing and smoke blowing. So I'm giving $72, 65 plus 7, okay? And 7 of those dollars are in honor of Rich, because I found out he needs to come out of the closet. He is a closet Georgia fan. Go Dogs!
Yeah, they sort of did okay. Rich, by the way, this raffle is all due to Rich. He brought it to us because they were doing it in Las Vegas. What are they up to now?
$3,400.
That's what we want to get to.
This is, we had a big Georgia party at my house because my youngest son went to Georgia. My daughter went to North Carolina. My other son went to Ohio State. So in our family, it means a little bit of everything. But it was a huge Georgia party. Thank God they won and thank God they won soundly, because we would have had a riot on our hands in our neighborhood. So anyway, there's $5. I am leaving Saturday for 2 weeks. I'm going on a cruise. So I will see you all in February.
A cruise, there's a surprise. What happened on February 23rd, 1905? Rotary was formed, the very first meeting. Where was that very first meeting? No, it wasn't Paul Harris's office. If you've been to Rotary headquarters, you know where it was, because when they tore down the building that it was held in, they took the office out and they reconstructed it up in the Rotary headquarters. Nobody? He was a mining engineer. It was Gus Lohr. And on the street, in front of 88 Adams, there's a plaque in the street, even though the building's gone, saying this is where Rotary was born. That's pretty good.
Okay, I have 3 Rotary dollars, because whether or not you realize that all 3 professional football teams, and as much as y'all love to hate the Bucks, they're division champions in that lousy division.
Yeah, but they're still champions. And they still have Tom Brady, so anything can happen. Anything else? Anybody? Heidi has some money. Thank you, very nice of you.
I just want to say it's so nice to have you here, our scholarship recipient. We're really proud to have you here.
And Bob would like to say something again also.
Now, this is for Mike Young. Mike Young always has me be his speaker, which risks a lot to the club. But he wanted to remind you that restaurants are an incredible thing to get gift certificates for. for prizes, but pretty much any business, you know, but restaurants work really well for prizes, and you got it. Okay, he said, you heard that? That was mine.
I'm going after golf courses myself. Anybody else here? There were 4 founders originally of Rotary. Anybody know who the other 2 were, in addition to Paul Harris and Gus Lohr? It was Sylvester Shealy, and who was he was a coal dealer, and Hiram Shorey, who was a tailor. Those are the 4. Where did the name Rotary come from? How did it come about? No idea. That's right. They rotated the meeting in the early years, so you're also going to win a cookie for that. I'll get over to you. Anything else from anybody? Anything for the good of the order? John has something.
I'm putting in $5 because 5 or more people have signed up for the Rock Lake Book Fair. Now, the Rock Lake Book Fair will be January the 23rd, 24th, and 27th. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. The times are 45 minutes. Y'all will have fun. If you've done it before, you know that. If you haven't done it before, come and have fun. The kids really love it.
Thank you, as always, John. And Jim has something.
A quick $1. I had a chance to meet Jennifer Jones, president of Rotary, last Saturday, because we volunteered to work at the airport because the foundation was having a lot of governors and past district governors come out, and it was just a real pleasure to meet her. So she really has everyone's good faith at heart in regards to Rotary. So I just want to let you know it was a good opportunity. I was out there working with Ollie, and he even didn't give her any bad jokes. It was good. Thank you.
Yeah, Jennifer is one of my classmates. She's going to be joining us in our monthly Zoom meeting we have here. That's for you or your kids, where you want for notes. Another one. Nobody got the Gus Lohr, so you get them both. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you, Denny. We appreciate it. Now, to introduce our speaker today, I'd like to have Dick Phoebus come up here. Dick is a member of the Rotary Club of the Villages, and he will introduce our guest speaker. Dick?
Thank you, Dave. Yes, I'm from the Rotary Club of the Villages. I picked that up here. I moved to the Villages back in 2012. In 2013, I was elected president of the club because they couldn't find anybody else. You know how that works sometimes. And a few weeks after that, I was at a conference at the Rotary Center on downtown here somewhere. And a young lady came up behind me after the meeting and said, "You're the new president of the club, you're going to sponsor our first global grant." And I didn't even know who this young lady was. So I said, "Sure, we'll do that." Well, I didn't know what we're getting into. At this point, our club has sponsored 4 grants, 12 trips for cleft lip and cleft, and you all have helped us along the way with DDF and some other assistance. So I'm going to introduce to you today Ruth Bowling. Ruth Bowling is a development officer for Sharing Smiles, which is a component of AdventHealth Services Foundation. Ruth not only sells the program and raises money for the program, her heart is in the program. Ruth is a college graduate. She's a grandmother. What else do you need to know? Ruth Bowling.
Thank you, Dick. All right, so we'll just.
The video is this one here.
Yep. All right, so then I'll just. And also I didn't hear it. Also, he's got it. Oh, he's got it.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you today about Rotary's partnership with AdventHealth.
So our mission programs began
back in the 90s when the president of what was Florida Hospital looked around the world and saw all of these medical missions going on. And he thought, well, you know, we're faith-based, we're healthcare, we should be able to do this. So we got a bunch of doctors and nurses together and we said, hey, who wants free healthcare Well, when you offer free healthcare, particularly to less developed countries, you get lots and lots of takers. So for the first 5 or 10 years, we went anywhere we could get an invitation. Tanzania, Russia, before that crazy guy took over. And we would just kind of parachute in and do our thing and leave. We did really good things, but over time we decided we really wanted to find a way to make things more sustainable and measurable. So there was a gentleman who served on our foundation board of directors who was a member of the local Rotary Club. And he said to us, "Have you thought about partnering with Rotary?" We said, "Well, no, we haven't." "Oh," he said, "you really should." He was so right. Rotary has done for AdventHealth what AdventHealth with our 90,000 employees couldn't do for itself. And that's to have a long-term sustainable medical mission trips that are having impact on lives of children and families around the world. So like Dick said, one of the first projects that we worked on together was a cleft lip and palate project. And our board member, who had run USAID in Mexico and was a Rotarian, reached out to his friends in Mexico and said, "Well, what do you need?" And they told him, "We have a lot of children born with a cleft lip or cleft palate. And unlike here in the United States, if you don't have money to fix that in the United States, we have Medicaid. Not every country can afford to do that." So Dick and I put together this project, and your club and a number of other clubs banded together to work on this program. And Dick was kind enough to make a video for us. So let me just show you where your money has gone.
Arrival on the first day is always kind of exciting because the local Rotary clubs have kind of prepared the community. We arrive at a hospital and there may be 50 or 60 kids plus 50 or 60 moms and dads and grandmoms and siblings waiting for us anxiously because they know this is an opportunity to change the life of their kids.
I am Wilbur Davis. I'm an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Sharing Smiles has a cleft and lip and palate team, a pediatric dental team, and physical therapy team. It's helping one child at a time.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Lawton-Kuhn. I am a board member with Sharing Smiles. Check-in day was incredible, just to meet all the families and to see the need that was there. Then on surgery day, just to see the partnership that happens between the doctors here in Mexico and our doctors in the U.S., just the collaboration in surgery, out of surgery, just the teaching and the collaboration was probably my favorite part.
There's a thing in Rotary called your Rotary moment. And at one time, usually in a person's Rotary life or career, there's something that really hits them to say that what we're doing is really worthwhile. And it happened on my first cleft lip and cleft palate visit when I saw those kids, and a day later I saw the work that the surgeons had done and knew in my heart that their life was immediately changed.
So we are Sharing Smiles, but we are doing it with you. And so, Dick, thank you so much for that. And I'm going to see if I can run this PowerPoint now. Sorry. Here we go. I don't want to leave the meeting. How do I just, maybe I need to stop sharing. Sorry, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Yeah, can you run the, so it's this one. Yeah. It's not open because it wouldn't let me do both of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just as soon as
I'm talking on the mic, Ruth.
oh, sorry, I don't do well in captivity, but I'll do my best. So Advent Health Foundation has partnerships. We have the Sharing Smiles program, and we have the Global Missions program. And through these mission programs, we are able to partner with Rotary clubs and make a lot of changes all around the world. So I'm going to talk to you about those partnerships. Maybe I should stand on one foot and like chant or something. I know. Well, if I have to leave the meeting and come back. All right, do you see that? Can we share it? There we go. Yay, yes. And I'm sure it works with a remote, but I'm a wife, so I never really get to touch a remote. Come on, you understand, right? You know how this goes. Okay, so we'll start maybe here. There we go. All right. So Rotary partnerships with Advent Health. So here's our purpose. We used to be called Florida Hospital, where Advent Health now engages in global mission work because our mission is to extend the healing ministry of Christ. So through our 2 mission programs, we deliver healing and hope through quality healthcare, education, and training. And we do that with our host country providers and Rotary clubs to build sustainable legacy. What makes us different? We're committed to long-term success. We focus on training and we focus on partnerships to help build a lasting legacy, because anybody can parachute in and do their stuff. These are some of the countries we work in. We will be adding a few more this year. And Dick and I did our first one in Peru. So cleft lip and palate, we run 6 trips a year, 175 to 200 children. We have Rotary partnerships. Now, Dick and I have worked in Cochabamba, Bolivia, Tarapoto, Peru, Villahermosa, Mexico. So he's led trips in all those areas and grants. And then Winter Park has led Merida. And then there's a club in DeLand now leading Campeche. So, I don't know if you saw that, but that's the little girl, Nesa, before she met Rotary. And then this is her today. So physical therapy, we do, oh, this is, you know what? I can't see this. Okay, but okay. We do 2 trips a year, 3 trips a year actually, and we care for 35 children. And we are working with the mustard seed communities. And so you can see that particularly children who are handicapped, if you put a child in a wheelchair and you don't move their muscles for a long time, that's what they end up with. Their muscles end up contracted. So our goal there is to be in charge of the physical therapy program so that when these mission trips come down, they have a guideline to follow, so they don't just keep reinventing the wheel. Pediatric dentistry, 4 to 5 trips per year, 400 to 500 children are treated. So we have a partnership in El Hogar, which is in Honduras, and we work, I don't know if any of you know Dr. John Bishop. He's a dentist who now comes and volunteers with us. Dr. Wilbur Davis, I don't know how many of you remember him, but he's also here in oral surgery. And then Dr. Roger Knopfsinger. So those are our leads. Haiti Adventist Hospital, we are working on a water project there with the Rotary Club of Passionville. We are meeting with them on Monday to try to pivot from digging a well to buying an armored ambulance, because that's what's needed right now. I mean, I kid you not. So hopefully that will work out. Clínica Adventista in Iquitos, Peru. We just completed last year an oxygen generating project. These were all global grants that Rotary has had the privilege of working with Rotary clubs on. So this was the Rotary Club of Bonita Beach Sunset, and then a Rotary Club in Iquitos, Peru. When the pandemic hit, so Peru's at a really high elevation, their healthcare system was totally overwhelmed. So patients, the black market for oxygen was ridiculous. And how important is oxygen? Well, I mean, hold your breath and think about it, right? So Rotary helped us, and we were able to get on a ship, you see that ship there, brought over an oxygen generating machine, and it was installed there. And now at that hospital there in Iquitos, Peru, they are taking care of the whole community with needs for oxygen. So we're grateful for that. Kalala Learning Village, which is outside Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We are currently, and again, a lot of these grants have been with your support, we completed a high school there, and now we are working on getting computers because they don't have computers that are connected to the internet. And so Rotary has stepped up, the Rotary Club there as well. Rotary provides recovery books. This is the Hope and Healing Center in Sanford. And your club and a number of other clubs provided their district designated funds for this level 2 inpatient, outpatient opioid and other substance abuse recovery center. And this is in partnership with the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. And it's amazing, the cure rate, if you will, is over 90%, which is almost 3 times the national average. And it has been recognized by our current administration, believe it or not, even though it's in partnership with Seminole County, but and they're fixing to do even more with that. So we thank you for that. Through Dick's Club, we did a global grant in Eustis, Florida, community-free clinic for very low-income patients who have diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and who had to choose between getting their medicines and their testing trip and food. Dick stepped up, and we did a global grant when Barry Gaynor was president, and we were able to provide those testing strips and those starter medications. Rotary supported AdventHealth during COVID-19. You reached out to us during COVID-19 and said, what did you need? What do you need? And at first we needed ventilators. Everybody needed ventilators. But by the time we had all the money together, here's what they needed. You see that little toaster oven there? That is a sterilizer. That's a special sterilizer where when you put your phone or your iPad in there, it sterilizes it. So we had to bring those into the patient rooms so they could say goodbye to their families during COVID-19 because we could not allow visitors in there. At the time, we didn't know what was causing it. We had no vaccines, but you provided that opportunity. And then you see that little black thing with the wheels. That's a hydrogen peroxide sterilizer. It runs like a little remote control, and we brought that into patient rooms that had left after COVID-19, and we sterilized the entire room, killed all the virus. We were able, when we didn't have enough gloves and gowns and masks, we could put those on shelves and use your sterilizing machine that you paid for to re-sterilize PPE. So we didn't run out of gloves, we didn't run out of anything. And that's what you did for us. You reached out to us to do that. We have a new partnership with Rotary through the lady who's our zone coordinator for Rotary, a CT scanner for a hospital in Nepal. This hospital is right on a major highway and they have no CT scanner. And so we are partnering with them. This is one of our partner hospitals in Nepal. And so we're working on a global grant. You'll be hearing about that once we get our grant number to provide a CT scanner. Because if you're in an accident and you've got to go 45 minutes to the closest hospital, that's a problem to get a CT scanner. So this is the Shear Memorial Hospital. And the gentleman here who is the president of the hospital was the president of his Rotary Club. He's in Nepal now, but he was in the Philippines. So he's already got 6 Rotary clubs on board. He's got the mayor, the governor. I mean, he's got all kinds of partnerships together who have visited the hospital. And that's the plan. Then while I was minding my business in Houston, who do I meet up with? By RI Director Haresh. And he says, what countries do you work in? And I told him Jamaica. Oh, my cousin's the president. Let me call her. Oh, where's your hospital? Oh, okay. Hey, we want to do a project with your hospital. It's amazing. Everywhere we go to do good in the world, y'all are already there. So it's a pretty neat hospital. Rotary partners in Mexico. And again, you know Mr. Phoebus there. And then that's Fred Roby. So they are both members of the Arch Clump Society, which if you're unfamiliar, that means each of them have made a personal contribution to the Rotary Foundation of at least $250,000. That's incredible support from the Rotary Foundation. Rotary partners in Peru, 15 members in that club. We've been working there 10 years. We were able to fund a scholarship for our volunteer dentist to become an oral surgeon. And just 2 weeks ago, we did a trip there to Tatapoto, Peru, and that oral surgeon now is able to do palate surgeries to repair the holes in the roof of these children's mouths. He was always a dentist, but now we were able, so we covered the scholarship, but you covered everything else, and that's incredible with those kids. This is Paul Farino. He's Dick's friend up there in the villages. Full colonel, retired from the Army, took care of President Reagan back in the day. He came on the trip just to volunteer, but we had a couple nurses decided to drink the water. Bad idea. Latin America, they had to haul out of that OR quite quickly, and Paul took over the whole thing, ran the whole recovery room. Now the guy's old, lives in the villages, supposed to be playing golf, and he's very patriotic, but he will tell you that caring for our president paled in comparison to this Rotary experience. And this is his little buddy. He calls him his little George Foreman, so cute. And there he is in the recovery room. So, and he always brings all kinds of toys and crayons. You never seen kids so happy for crayons as in Latin America. They call him Dr. Paul. You know, they're always asking for him. So the partnership, you see there, they've lined up all the cases. And now our doctors have lined them up, and we've screened the children with their doctors. So this is how the vocational training team works through Rotary. Our doctor says to their doctor, okay, how are we doing this? Which cases are you operating on? Which ones am I operating on? Which ones are we doing together? So for the purposes of Rotary, this is called a vocational training team. Our doctor is there in the white. Next to him in the blue shirt is Dr. Guerrero. That's the dentist who's now become the oral surgeon. He's from Peru. Next to him is Dr. Eligio Arceniega. He is from Bolivia. So we have this whole multidisciplinary team working together. I mean, again, Paul is running that entire recovery room. These babies will never do anything to him or for him. But why does he do it? Because he's a Rotarian. That's why. And so it does take a big team to work together. This 21-year-old young man had cleft lip and cleft palate. We did his surgery. And the first thing he said is, yes, now I can have a girlfriend. We're like, really? He's 21. He's thinking what every other 21-year-old young man is thinking. I want a girlfriend. But his mother cannot contain her emotion. This is her son. This is what keeps her heart beating every single day. What do you think this mother thinks about Rotary? Do we need to go show her the 4-way test? Oh no, my friends, she knows. She knows today, her whole village will know tomorrow, and for the rest of her boy's life, as she looks at that beautiful healed face, there is one name she will remember, one name. That name is Rotary. For the purposes of a Rotary Global Grant, it is very important that the host club, whatever club is hosting you in their country, work very closely with the international club. These grants have a lot of paperwork, and if it weren't for Dick Phoebus, we would not get that done. It's very important to work together in partnership. The first time I went on one of these trips, we screened 90 children, but we could only operate on 45. And I had to look in the faces of those 45 parents while we said to them, we can't help your baby this year. But because of John Stein and the generosity of Rotarians in this club, we don't do that anymore. Do you see all those supplies and equipment? Global grant, vocational training team. When the funds that you give every year to the annual fund come back to the district and you get your DDF, district designated funds, and your president, Mr. Joyce, signs that over to the grant, the Rotary Foundation matches those funds 80 cents on the dollar. How far do you think an American dollar goes in Bolivia or Peru or Mexico? My friends, that's a lot of smilage. Those are all those supplies and equipment, and what we didn't use, we left behind, and what we left behind got used the next day and the next day and the next month until we came back. That, my friends, is the spirit of Rotary. This is Ana Yoselin. She was 9 months old. When we met her, her mother, Guillermina, was 17. Dad took off. Many of these children are abandoned. They just think it's very shameful to, that these are demon-possessed children, so they leave. Grandma has found a syringe and taken out the needle and is pushing milk into the back of the baby's throat because, yes, they need plastic surgery, but it's not like my ears are sticking out a little much. I'm an infant and I'm trying to nourish myself by sucking on a nipple, but there's a hole in the roof of my mouth. So trying to even be heavy enough for us to come and do surgery for them. So we screened her very carefully because she's a tiny little thing. Grandma loves her grandbaby. All grandmas do. Society won't accept that child. This is a long and complex operation, and unlike down the street at AdventHealth, where we have a neonatal intensive care unit, this hospital serves the poorest of the poor. They got the technology of 1950, 1955, and if you go a little over or a little under on the anesthesia, that child is toast. You do not want to end up with a dead child. Not in Mexico, not in Peru, not in none of those places. Not here, but it's real bad over there. But the operation is a success, and the doctors are so excited with the result. Grandma can't help herself. She hugs the doctor, but the parents don't do that. When you hand them back their kid, they go, because they think you've switched their child. They don't know what to do. And then after about 30 seconds, they just burst into tears because this is her little girl. She can grow up and have a quinceañera and have a normal life, get married. And I don't speak Spanish like un poquito, but I know what every mom and dad and grandma and grandpa wants for their little one, and that's just to have a normal life. So now we have a whole healed family. And she came back to visit us. You did this, you Rotarians. You saved that baby's life. You saved that baby's life. Everybody in her family, everybody in her village, everybody they meet, they know exactly what Rotary is all about. Rotary partnerships, Rotary spirit, Rotary power. That, my friends, is Rotary. Rotary and Florida Hospital, now AdventHealth, working together to heal children because we're there 1 week out of the year. Who do you think brings those children for their follow-up visits? It's not us, it's you. Who do you think works with the local government to say you want to get elected next year? To make sure that that government hospital accepts those children for their follow-up? It's not us, it's you, right? Who do you think works with the local politicians? Not us. We can't even get our own stuff together here. It's not us, it's you. Partnering to heal children and provide hope. So yes, it's Rotary clubs, locally, internationally, it's the hospital, it's the Ministry of Health, it's the university, it's all those partnerships together. And so we say thank you, Rotary partnerships. Why? Whoops. Why do we say thank you? Because Rotary changes children forever. Can you say that with me? Rotary changes children forever. One more time, I'd love to hear it. Rotary changes children forever. Thank you. So on behalf of Jesus Adrian, the soul guy, and all the other children like him, I promised, Dick and I promised the parents that we would come here today and we would say, thank you so much for what you have done. You are their heroes. So when you look in the mirror today, I want you to see what we see. We see heroes. We see people, when they see a face like this, you don't say, man, that is too bad. Hey, honey, hand me another beer out of the fridge. No, you say, we are Rotarians. This is our area of focus and we can fix this. And you give to the Rotary Foundation. And these little children will never be the same again. So if you wonder, why does your president, David, bug you to give to the foundation? Just to bug you? No, he knows the impact that your generosity to the Rotary Foundation has on lives around the world. So thank you for what you've done. You're their heroes. The end. So I know that you have questions and Dick has answers. So we're going to see if they, let's see if they match. Come on, Dick, you come up here, answer the questions.
Let me mention the boy that the young man was 20 years old. I'm sorry. The young boy you saw in the bed, and he was 20 years old, and he was happy about being able to have a girlfriend. But you can realize that these children have no life at all if they're not corrected. This boy had, as I understand it, had to go through 9 operations before he got into the condition that he was in that bed when you saw him. Yes, sir, in the back.
Yeah, I just want to thank, we've got our scholarship student here that, came from the event that we raised. You said 90,000 people at AdventHealth. I'm sitting here going, there's got to be at least 1, maybe 5, so that we could grow our tournament to the point that we could not only have incredible students that we're able to write scholarships for.
The church will not participate in the chance.
Oh, I forget. It's those, you've got those religious scruples and stuff. Thank you.
Questions? Any other questions?
There's a
Rhoda,
question
hold
in
on,
the,
hold
in the
on.
back, lady in the back.
Other questions?
Hi there, thank you for your passionate belief in this partnership. Pretty awesome. So we are having a golf tournament coming up and we do have Second Harvest as a beneficiary, but
We provide $10,000 for his own meeting, to sponsor his own meeting, so that was AdventHealth's contribution to Rotary this year. But thank you for asking.
yeah, but and maybe in the future, we could do a golf tournament specifically. Okay, awesome.
Okay, are we finished with solicitations now? Okay? All right, no more solicitation. Questions? We got any questions?
Okay, so I have excess PPE, and I know that AdventHealth has access to PPE, but I have access and it's taking up a big expense in my warehouse. Okay, so.
Got it. I love it. Thank you. Okay, Denny's got a question. Hold on. There's a question, right, Denny? Huh?
I told you that Ruth would put on the best Rotary advertisement if you so. Ruth, how many clubs are you an honorary member of? Ruth, how many clubs are you an honorary member? I know you're a member of ours and also the Villages. Anybody else? 4 clubs. Obviously worth it. Isn't she absolutely amazing? Can you have a better advocate for Rotary?
This is your story. So thank you for giving me a good story to tell. We could never do this without you. Would you get it? It is your reputation. You know, how many people in Bolivia and Peru who hear, but we get voted #1 by U.S. News and World Report. None of those people in Bolivia read U.S. News and World, but they all know that golden wheel. They all come because they know Rotary. They follow the golden wheel. So thank you, because of you are why these families come. Thank you.
Ruth, I had just asked Ruth one thing, and I think it was in about 2009, I believe. We sponsored a program in Tarapoto. One of the pictures that you saw there today was one of those children whose life was saved. So thank you, Ruth, for all that you did.
Ruth, you got a question on the other side of the room. Let me get over there.
Ruth, I can just say it was at least 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, when I was president of the Orlando Evening Club, and you came, and we got together, I think the first grant in this district that went to cleft palate, which was an unusual thing, but the feedback that you gave us the following year was wonderful. And to hear what you've done today, applaud to you. What a great presentation.
Okay.
Any more?
Ruth, thanks for your presentation. Thanks for leading us.
Yeah.
Thank
Ruth,
you.
Ruth, could I ask you to come up here, please? This is a small token of our appreciation. Thank you very much for this. This is so that you remember us. Thank you. Let's hear it one more time for Ruth Bowling.
And 2 more times for Rotary. 2 more times for Rotary.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Everyone, please remember, oh yes, remember we have a drawing to do. All right. One more time.
One more time.
And the winner, whoops. The winner is 039889. Oh, all right, I'll draw another number. Come on up here. You got that ticket?
Don't worry, you won't win it this time either.
You never know.
So this is a 2-part thing. You have to draw a card to win.
We're up to $270, so if he wins, he gets $135.
Okay, I'm not very good at shuffling cards. All right, here we go. David, pick a card. And what is it?
2 of diamonds.
2 of diamonds.
Pot rolls over.
Sorry, David, but we give you your money back for your ticket. All right, as I say at every meeting, we are a business club, so please remember to do business with Rotarians. If you silenced your cell phone, it's time to turn the ringer back on again. And remember, be well, be safe, be involved, and be a Rotarian. Now, please join me in the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Our meeting is adjourned.